Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan rasipi da ka umsingam beats aqua na molai moro hakajingdap sunsnem jongka. Rengkat ka 3 Olives Restaurant M Crown Hotel Kendailat Shillong bat ka Orange Nissan Loan So Po Shillong. One bantiet ya ka kali Datsun Ready Go Thymmai ka bas kem bat bidor.
Menteri Rangba ke Sorkar Jylla Meghalaya ukonrat ke sangma hakalai terik unai wing arjar arpo ulalaj pli ya umau nong rim sedang thao Thymmai ya ke building ke Sohra Government College hasait sopen hagamang tengka ke bakhat Klur. Desenran lang yu Menteri Rangba da uba lakmen rumbui Menteri Ketenat Puli Putih ke Sorkar Jylla uba Gavin M Melim MLA uba Balajit Kupar Senrem MLA ke Jylla ki officer ki bor penyat college lembat kiwai.
Luckily, in 2009, I think it was under his government that they could do it. But then when I asked him, is that all right? He said, no. We may have done that, but then we still lack a building. So when the years went by, and I feel that he had taken great steps into making this day a successful one. See, I didn't have the time, let's say, opportunity to be here. Growing up, I was outside. But then, now I see many children, they come up, they ask me that what will we do about the people, especially in our region, with regards to education. And I would tell them, whenever we get the funds, we would do it. And luckily, I think this year, our colleague and myself, we met the Chief Minister and we appraised him of the situation. And by God's gracefulness, we got the funding. And now soon, and I feel the work will start soon. Because the things that we do is for our children's future.
For any development to happen in any area or in any part of the state, cooperation, working together as a team is very, very much required, right from the top to the bottom. And the case of this Sohra Government College, we can say that it was all through teamwork, the active involvement, right from the students, the staff, the members of the governing board, the officers, public representatives, and most importantly, our education minister and our chief minister. When I and my colleague, MLA from Jylla, conducted a joint inspection to this Sohra Government College, we were really very shocked at the conditions of the present campus here where we are standing here today. The buildings are in a very bad condition, and we were also very surprised by the fact that, as we all know, at the start of any academic year, prospectus are being circulated to all the applicants. And in the prospectus, it has been clearly mentioned that minimum 75% attendance is required from a particular student. But in the case of our Sohra College students, they have sometimes perhaps been advised not to come regularly to college. Why? Because there's not enough space for the students to sit all together.
This happened only because we have the far-sightedness of our leaders who laid the foundation of this college 38 years back. 38 years is a long years, but for the institution it has already served more than it can. I'm very thankful to our late leader, Dr. Don Kupar Roy. During 2008, when I also happened to be MLA at that time, of course I'm in opposition that time, they took this decision. He and our then Finance Minister, Conrad K. Sangma, who is the present Chief Minister. So I'm very happy the foundations which you laid since 2008 could be complete only through your effort. But I'm not telling that no institution, nobody doing their part. Everybody is doing their part. Building an institution is not a very easy, especially in education sector. When I sit there and I listen to the Madam Senrem, who tell about the deficiency, to tell about the needs of the college, I feel myself, I thought I'm coming here to celebrate, at least we get what we get. But when I'm sitting there, I feel many more. Yes, in education, nothing is sufficient. Education, we need more and more. Many people, they told that now because you got this building. Yes, we got this building, but we know because we need more. That's why in the building itself, we have kept the provision for the future expansion. What is that future expansion? Because we have the vision that educational institution is not complete. It is a long journey. And all those problems which this college have faced now, they will face many more problems in the future. So we have to ask the government, we are preparing for that. And you also as the stakeholder, you have to prepare for that, that this is not a short-term solution and nothing could be done in a very short possible time. As I said, I'm very happy that at least the long cherished dream of this area, that this college building of its own will be happening within a short span of time, where at least the student of this area could utilize. Sohra deserve it. Because in this Sohra, the first LP school, in this Sohra, the first college for institution for this clergy, in this Sohra, we could see the alphabet have started, and even the Tinkasi is originated from Sohra language. So it's befitting that it should have a college. And I don't see that the previous government don't think it is needed. If we see that the DIE, the District Institute of Educational Training, it is in Sohra. Why? Because they see the importance of Sohra. We have seen the Ramakrishna Mission. They have established institution here. Why? They see that this area, the importance of area to further the need of the education of our youth in educational sector. So we as the government, under the able leadership of our Chief Minister, we want to do more. I'm very happy that we have a solid team led by our Principal Secretary, the Director, Secretary and other officials. We could see that there is a real transformation. Whether people, I'm not bragging myself. It is that we have seen and you will see more. No government in the past could in the same year could take a decision that 9 colleges will be converted as a people's college where all the salary will be paid by the government. Only this government. 3 provincialized college since 2008, and it happened in 2009. Until date, they don't have the building of their own, but the Chief Minister kept to his promise that education sector is a priority and could sanction not 1, not 2, but all 3. Not only that, through his initiative, just yesterday, I have spoken to the press that the interest of the student welfare is our top priority. The decision which have to be taken long time back, but only last year we could take, and now we have seen thrice, 3 times and 4 times the scholarship have been enhanced. This is not happen just like that. It is we have the leadership who give us the freedom to work. I'm very happy that the Chief Minister, whatever we say, that he agree to it. Not only that, as but Kevin has already mentioned, the landscape of the primary school building in the state will transform within 1 year. That is because we have the leadership who live to the promise of saying that education is a top priority. In accessibility, about 40 EMRS will be set up all over the state. So it is a work in progress. But as I said before, nothing will suffice. It is in education sector, it is always a work in progress.
Power that we have, or the biggest advantage or the biggest strength that we have, is the youth of our country. And the biggest challenge that we have is also the youth of the country. And the reason I say that is because this huge population of the youth that we have, we will be the youngest we are, and we will continue to be the youngest nation in the world. If we are able to channelize the energy of the youth in the right direction, it will be our greatest strength. And if we are not able to channelize this energy into the right side, and it becomes a destructive force, it will be the greatest challenge for the country. Meghalaya state has 26.8 lakh youths. The definition is people who are below the age of 35. Almost 27 lakh youth are there out of the 35 lakh population we have. 27 lakhs are below the age of 35. And out of these, 17.5 lakhs are between the age of 0 and 20. That means half the population is below the age of 20 right now. We have children who are between the age of 0 and 5, who are 4.8 lakhs. Children below the age between 6 and 10, 4.3 lakhs. And 4.4 lakhs of children between the age of 0 and 15. What I'm trying to tell you is that these numbers are big. And I think as a state, we need to ensure that we channelize the energy of these youth so that they can become productive people in the long run. When I had the meeting for the youth policy, I told the team, we need to see 3 factors. Number 1, where we are today and where we want to go. When you make a policy, you have to keep in mind where we are starting off from and where we want to reach. Number 2, I told them, when it comes to the youth, we should know what kind of youth we want. What is it that this policy should achieve? Should our youth become more productive? Should our youth become more patriotic? Should our youth become more hardworking, more disciplined? So if that's the kind of youth that we want, how do we create the policy and the ecosystem to be able to achieve that? And then, of course, the third factor is, what is it that the youth want? What is it that they aspire? We might think that something is great for the youth, but the youth might think it's not great for them. Then we are not being able to achieve what we should be targeting. So therefore, the youth policy is going to be very critical. And I want to assure you that we'll be engaging with the youth. I've told my team that we'll have webinars, we'll have conclaves, where I would like to interact with the youth and understand from them, what is it that you want? How do you want to take these things forward? I was just discussing with one of the youths who I happen to know, and I keep talking. So he told me, sir, wouldn't it be a great thing if every single youth had a skill, irrespective of degree or no degree, just a skill? Maybe it's making pottery, maybe it's making candles. He may or she may not ever use that skill, but wouldn't it be wonderful if every youth in the state could actually do something? Then he said, what if our youth could actually excel in a hobby that they like? What if we could teach these children who are into music how to read music? It'll take 3 months, 6 months. Can we incorporate something in the youth policy that would give a 6 months training to develop a skill and a 6 months training to develop a hobby? And even if it costs the government something, who are the people who will provide these skills? These skills will be provided by another youth group who will be between the age of 25 and 35, who will be the service providers, and government will pay them. And they will get a job. They will be able to train the youth. So ideas like these are coming out. And I strongly feel that as a government, we should look at ensuring that our youth are shaped in the right manner so that they become productive, responsible, patriotic, hardworking, committed citizens of the state and this country. And so this college that we are having today is just a drop in the ocean. It's just a drop. We are not saying that everything will change, but I think we need to start somewhere, one step at a time. We need 3,000 crores, maybe, well, not exactly 3, but 2,000 plus, 2,500 crores to completely revamp the entire elementary, higher secondary education in our state. Almost close to 3,000 crores. We have close to 3,000 elementary schools. 70% of them have never been repaired since they were made. Some of them are still under bamboo and just tin sheets. Some of them don't even have windows. Some of them don't even have furnitures. And when you look at this challenge and you look at it and say, what do we do? I think that's not the solution. We need to start somewhere. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we have a vision and we have a plan and we know where we want to go. But it's a very tough journey. There's going to be a lot of challenges. There's not enough resources. We just heard the 12-point agenda that was read out by Madam Sindram. I was counting the agendas as she read them out. 12 agendas were put up. And after doing what we have done now, we realize that there's so much more to be done. But as our Honorable Education Minister has said, everything cannot change in one day. We will work towards it, we will strive towards it, we will improve things, but it requires teamwork, it requires the system, the stakeholders to come together to be able to actually achieve the target that we have in mind. So therefore I call upon all of you. Yes, I'm not saying it's a complaint, but I think we need to look at things in a positive manner sometimes. And there may be challenges, but then we say, look, we've got this now. How do we make it better? how do we utilize this in a manner so that we can actually get more out of this which we're having. So I think it's very important that all of you must sit down, must go through this entire process, realize what the government has been doing. Let's try to improve on things. Everything is not possible to be done in one shot, but I can assure you that we will work towards it, and the youth will be at the center of what we as a government are trying to do, because I strongly feel that it is this population of 27 lakh people who can make Meghalaya one of the best states in the country. And that is really what our target is.
Trong mũi dinh đầm, giá trị hoạt thì là bà thang.